Okay, in Charles' law, just make a note. Okay, note is that consider that the experiment starts from 0 degrees Celsius, then the volume will be V naught. At temperature T, the volume will be Vt. That is, at 0 degrees Celsius, V naught, and at T degrees Celsius, it means when the temperature is T degrees Celsius, volume is Vt. Then the expression is Vt is equal to V naught plus T by 273.15 into V naught. This is the expression, derived expression I am writing. That means with every rise in temperature, volume of gas increases by 273.15 of its original volume. First, earlier the volume was V naught, isn't it? With every degree rise in temperature, you see that initial volume increases by 1 by 273.15 times. So in another way, you can write taking V naught common. If you take V naught common here, what does it become? 1 plus T by 273.15, no? Or I can also write this as Vt is equal to V naught into your numerator LCM is 273.15, so 1 into 273.15 plus T. 273.15 plus T. Just make a note of this, okay? Now, we have seen in Boyle's law, we have a particular graph which we call as isotherm. In Charles' law, the graph is volume versus temperature at constant pressure. What is it? At constant pressure, volume and temperature. Now, when the graph is plotted, it is observed that the value starts from a particular point, which is minus 273.15. That means in Celsius scale we have 0. Here we don't have 0. Instead we have 273.15 as a starting point, minus 273.15. Okay. Now, when the graph is plotted at constant pressure, you see the graph this way. P1, P2, P3, P4, like this. What is the graph now called as? See, it is for pressure, isn't it? Constant pressure. For temperature, I have told you, if it is at constant temperature, we use a term therm. Here, for constant pressure, we use a term bar. Okay, it is a bar, unit of pressure it is. So how do you write? The curves or the graph of volume versus temperature at constant pressure is called as isobar. What is it called? These lines or these curves are called as isobars. Isobar. Let me write it here. The curve of or the graph of volume versus temperature at constant pressure is called as isobar. Clear? There is one more important term. Important term called as absolute zero temperature. Absolute zero temperature. So there is nothing like absolute zero temperature. Actually, it is a imaginary temperature that is considered. An imaginary temperature at which the volume is said to be zero. If the volume is said to be zero, that means the gases does not exist. Yes. What is volume? Say a space occupied by the gases. If it is in terms of gases, if the volume itself is zero, that means there is no gas present there. Then do you think this absolute zero temperature exists? No, it's actually imaginary. Just for the practical purposes, for the calculation purposes, these values are actually considered. But just you need to know what is absolute zero temperature, right? The imaginary temperature at which the volume of gases is said to be zero is called absolute zero temperature. Clear? So that's about Charles' law. All gases obey Charles' law at very low pressure, at low pressures and high temperatures. This is a point, okay? Note. At low pressure and high temperature, all gases are said to obey Charles' law. All gases are said to obey Charles' law. Now here, what it means, volume is directly proportional to temperature. When volume increases, temperature increases, vice versa. It can take place at low pressure and high temperature. If the temperature is very low and pressure is very high, then the law might not be valid enough. That's what it means. Now let us move on to next gas law, which is called as Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. I need not mention there in Charles' law. You can put a hyphen and write volume temperature relationship. In Boyle's law, you will write pressure volume relationship. Here you will write pressure temperature relationship. If you just have a note like this, then maybe when you look at your book, you will at least get a point of what you are studying. So this Gay-Lussac's law, it is at constant volume. At constant volume, the pressure of gas is directly proportional to temperature. That is what it means. It is giving you the relationship between pressure and temperature. So how do you define Gay-Lussac's law? It states that at constant volume, pressure of fixed mass of gas, or fixed amount of gas also you can say, is directly proportional to the temperature, or to the absolute temperature also you can write, or just temperature. So let us write the mathematical expression for this. mathematically how do you write it? At constant V, P is directly proportional to T. This is mathematical expression. We will just write the derived form of it. Now we have here pressure directly proportional to temperature. Let me remove the proportionality symbol. I'll take a constant K into T at constant volume. Otherwise, how can I write this? I'll keep the constant here, take the other terms to the left hand side, or it can be written as P by T is equal to K, which is a constant. If I consider two cases where initially the pressure will be P1 and temperature is T1 and final pressure is P2, temperature is T2, then how can I write this as? I can write this as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2, which is equal to constant K. Otherwise, if we cross multiply, I can also write P1 T2 is equal to P2 T1 is equal to K. So what is it giving? It is giving you the relationship between pressure and temperature. Do note down the points. We'll just see how the graph looks like. The graph here with the pressure versus temperature will be a straight line. I'll just write it here. Graph of pressure versus temperature will be straight lines. Here is V1, V2, V3, V4. Do you know what the graph is called as? At a constant volume. So it is called isochore. C-H-O-R-E. Isochore. It refers to constant volume. The graph of pressure versus temperature at constant V is called isochore. I-S-O-C-H-O-R-E. Isochore. This is about Gay-Lussac's law, which you need to know. That means when pressure increases, see, you are applying pressure, you have taken a cylinder in which you have filled it with gases, you are applying pressure, high pressure. What happens according to Boyle's law? It is said that the gas becomes denser and thicker, isn't it? You're applying pressure. Now there what happens? Temperature also increases. So when pressure increases, temperature also increases. But what is the condition? Volume must be constant. If you have taken one particular volume at the initial point, the same volume you will have to consider throughout the reaction. The volume should not change. That is Gay-Lussac's law, which is also called as pressure temperature, a relationship we say. Next we will see other laws. The next important law is Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. You have studied Avogadro's law in another chapter also, where here it gives relationship between volume and amount. Same way, volume, amount, relationship. Avogadro's law tells that when the temperature is kept constant and pressure is constant. Now you'll have to maintain two conditions. One is you'll have to keep the temperature constant. Temperature should not vary throughout the process. Pressure should not vary throughout the process. So at constant pressure and temperature, volume of all the gases contain equal number of molecules. Equal number of molecules. So this is Avogadro's law, which is also called as volume amount relationship. That means he is telling that if you have taken any gases, volume of all gases under same conditions of temperature and pressure will have equal number of molecules. That means, say you have a particular pressure, say 100 Pascal. Temperature is 273 Kelvin, for example, I mean to say, or say 373 Kelvin. So with this 100 Pascal to 373 Kelvin, say pressure is constant, temperature is constant. Now you take different gases. Take 10 ml of oxygen, 10 ml of nitrogen, 10 ml of chlorine. These are all gases. See, at the same conditions of temperature and pressure, volume of all the gases will have equal number of molecules. That means Avogadro number of molecules. You remember, 1 mole of any substance will have Avogadro number of molecules. If you have taken 1 mole of oxygen, 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules will be there. If you have taken 1 ml of chlorine, then it will have 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of chlorine, like that. So that means volume of any gases at constant temperature and pressure condition will have equal number of molecules. So mathematically, how can I write it as? Mathematically, at constant pressure and temperature, volume of all the gases contains equal number of molecules, means it's directly proportional to number of molecules. This is mathematical expression. Let us write, equate it, take a constant K into N. Otherwise I can also write it as V by N is equal to K. This is about Avogadro's law. Hope it is clear now. Now let us see. You should know the value for Avogadro's constant. Avogadro's constant value is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23, which is called as Avogadro's constant. How can you calculate number of moles? You can calculate number of moles as here, V is equal to K into N. One more way how you can write. N means number of moles. N is equal to given mass by molar mass. Therefore, substitute in this equation, volume is equal to K into given mass by molar mass. Now, you're getting the point, right? Now, let me take this M here, V here. So, if I take this M here, M is equal to K into M by V. What do you see here? How can I write it next? Can I write it as D there? Instead of this M by V, we know it is density, isn't it? So, I'll write M is equal to K into D, density. What does it mean? What is M? M means molar mass. So that means, that implies density is directly, that is density of gas is directly proportional to the molar mass. To the molar mass. So that's about the density term. M is equal to K into D. No confusion till here in Avogadro's law. Next, very very important concept, more often repeated question and a very easy concept if you have understood the three important laws here and the mathematical expression of it. Next is ideal gas. See, when you have to define a person with perfection, we say an ideal person. Ideal gas means the gas which can obey all the three laws, that is especially Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law strictly. If the gas can obey Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law strictly, we call that gas as ideal gas. So what is an ideal gas? The gas that obeys, or you can write follows also, Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law strictly is called ideal gas. There is a derivation of this, the equation for ideal gas. Ideal gas equation. They ask a question of what is ideal gas, derive ideal gas equation. So I have told you, it means it should obey Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law strictly. So you will write according to Boyle's law. How do you write? Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So I will write it this way. Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. One and same, isn't it? I'll tell you why I am writing it this way. At constant isotherm, that means constant temperature. This is one equation. Next is according to Charles' law. Volume is directly proportional to temperature at constant pressure. This is second statement. According to Avogadro's law. Volume is directly proportional to N at constant T and P, that means temperature and pressure. These things are clear to you? Now, combining these equations, here you will have to write combining these equations, we write, see, volume is common, no? Volume directly proportional to, here I will write 1 by P into T into N. I have combined all these three equations. So how should I write? V directly proportional to N T by P, right? Now I have a proportionality symbol. I'll remove the proportionality symbol. Since we are considering ideal gas here, I'll take the constant as universal gas constant, that is R. That implies V is equal to R N T by P, or multiply this P and V, or take P to the other side, becomes PV is equal to nRT. Very, very, very important. I repeat, P is pressure, V is volume, N means number of moles, R means universal gas constant, T means temperature. After writing the expression, please do write where P is pressure, V is volume, N is number of moles, R is universal gas constant, T is temperature. So this is about ideal gas equation. I'll explain you the further concepts of ideal gas equation in the upcoming videos. But for now, you need to know how you derive the ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation, since we know that ideal gas means which obey Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law strictly. We combine those three equations. The term here, hope there is no confusion. If I write pressure inversely proportional to volume, same, or volume inversely proportional to pressure also, it's same. And that's why I have just rearranged it and I have written it this way. And the final equation which you get is called as ideal gas equation. Do note it down. Thank you.